It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Gun Hill Brewing Company, and it's a can of their wet ass hops. It's a beer brewed with wet hops, a wet hop pale ale made with New York grown ingredients, 5.5% ABV, and they're based in the Bronx, New York City. The beer, amazingly, was collected by our good friends at the Beer Bruvs. Got their little ticket here to show you. Not a sponsored video, they were just kind enough to send me some beer. So without further ado then, let's get this 5.5% ABV beer, 1 pint, 16 fluid ounce can into a glass, see what we get. A little bit of smoke on the can opening, beer in the glass then. Always like a wet hop beer. I like the fact that they've called it a wet hop beer. They can probably, you know, if this was their #1 selling beer, they could probably never ever get away from this, really, from producing a wet hop beer. I like pellets, I like hop pellets. Then you've got your concentrates, your hop concentrates. But there's nothing quite like fresh, wet hops that have just been picked off the vine. Nothing quite like that. For me, ultimate freshness, if you like, ultimate freshness. Nothing's being taken away from the beer. As I said, I don't mind pellets, I don't mind the other, what do they call it, like concentrates and stuff, but much better to have a wet hop beer. I find it so much fresher in the taste. We got a 1 to 2 finger, slightly off white head, slow moving carbonation. Lovely orange hue to this beer. Reminds me of the classic American West Coast IPAs. This could very well be a classic West Coast IPA. Oh, wet hop pale ale. We'll see if it's New World, New England, or we'll see if it's West Coast. Let's get the aroma then. That is unbelievable. Wow, that is super fresh. Oh, blimey. Goodness me. Spicy, peppery, grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange. Oh, that smells brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. A little bit of like a punch, like punch bowl fruits. Oh, I've got to get into this one. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to the Beer Bruvs. Check out their... we'll get into that in a moment. I want to get into this. We'll talk about the Beer Bruvs in a moment and what they do. Oh, yes! Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. What an amazing beer. Wow, 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 wow. Juicy, drinkable, really clean drinking beer, but ultimately massively refreshing. But at the same time as I'm talking about clean and refreshing and everything else, you got a little bit of a creamy mouthfeel. It's got a beautiful mouthfeel where all the hops stick to the inside of the palate and you can feel them kind of punching away there in the mouth, on the palate. Carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth, releases more of that flavour. Tangerine, orange, nectarine, little bit of pineapple, tin pineapple chunks, that little bit of a syrupy kind of mouthfeel. Not syrupy taste, but tin pineapple chunks, the fleshy tin pineapple, not necessarily the syrup. That would be way too sweet. I'm talking about that wonderful, slightly creamy mouthfeel that you might get if you drank the syrup. Peppery and spicy on the back end. This is a marvellous, marvellous beer. It really is. Look at the lacing. Look at the lacing on that glass. Look at that. Look at the head brought itself back then as we give it a little wash around in the glass. That's a really good sign of a good beer. Have a look as I rock it back and forth. You can see the carbonation chasing the head up the glass. Oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So very quickly, before we go on with the beer, Beer Bruvs, they specialise in smaller American breweries. Some of the breweries that you may not have heard of in the UK. I mean, certainly this is a new brewery for me, Gun Hill Brewing Company. I've never had any of their beer before. And it's nice to be able to get hold of the smaller breweries' beer in America. Some of the stuff you may never get hold of. So they concentrate on bringing over lesser known breweries. And as you know, in the UK, in Europe, wherever you may be watching this video, America, as you know, there's always a hidden gem. There's always a hidden gem of a brewery hiding away somewhere, producing amazing stuff. And you never get round to it because you never get round to that part of town, or you never get round to that city. There's loads of beer in Bristol, an hour away from me. When was the last time I went to Bristol? 3 years ago. It's just how life is. Just how life is. So to be able to get this really super good beer that you may not have heard of the brewery, then especially American beer in Europe and the UK, check out the Beer Bruvs. Right, what do they say on the back of this can then? Just Gun Hill Brewing Company, Bronx, New York. Please drink responsibly. And that's kind of it. So I'm ready to give it a rating then. Love the branding on the can. It's got that balloon like, or honey. It's got like it's been written in honey. I was going to say those balloons, you know, you blow them up and they blow up as letters. It almost looks like that. But it's almost, again, it could be honey, couldn't it? Lovely branding. Smashing beer. Look at the colour. Smashing beer this. Looks good. Smells good. Tastes incredible. Lovely beer. I like that enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.